and you realize
Yeah.
other
Wait,
while
that's not
they're
a
using
counter
the
argument. You need to identify the loopholes because the issue that we have with our tax structure is not that billionaires are just magically able to find loopholes, but instead that billionaires pay politicians
Right.
to write loopholes into the law.
But Queenie,
The loopholes
right,
are
but
but
that's
not
a
Queenie,
separate
there by
argument. Get rid
accident.
of
It was
lobbying. Done.
intentional.
We're done with
but
that.
but Queenie, you're not.
Also, just because you like invite, first of all, loopholes will exist despite like we invite them or not, right? Like people will try to do
Right.
bullshit
Loopholes aren't
whether
criminal.
we
They're
ask
just
them to or not,
a
right?
byproduct.
And also just because loopholes exist does not mean that like we should, oh, okay, sir, we'll just like
Yeah, no
fucking
one here is
roll
making
our
that argument.
hands.
Just give up. Yeah.
No,
So
you
we
you
can just
just
stop that.
did by saying you
So
invite loopholes.
no, the point is that first of all, it's hard to like we would have to increase the size of the IRS to work on how to value assets properly, right? Because
Good.
a lot of
Fine.
this
I'll pay
wealth,
for
air
that.
quotes,
Man, man, you know what time of day it is? You know, time for me to cover the good old stuff. Good old. You know, man, I hope something happens today. I know nothing ever happens, but I pray to God something happens, something big, some event. I don't know. I know it's mostly just debate, but we gotta slog through, guys. I promise. Maybe something will happen, something beautiful, something great. We just gotta pray to God that we'll get content. You know, we'll get good stuff from the Dorpiverse, the Dorpies, the Pentaverse, the Graceverse. We will get content. I promise you guys. We, as the audience, will get content. I, as your grand archiver, will get you content. You know, trust me.
Creation. They don't have this conversation in Brazil. They just don't. Because in their mind there are not these two groups called blacks and whites defined as the one drop rule, which is that, right? And I think that view, which has to do with race, is crazy. But I get how people can get there. I get how in my family, I've got 6 kids. There's a way in which if one of you marries a Puerto Rican mixed race, that there's a sense that you become garbage people, and that branch of the family tree is kind of garbagey.
Yeah.
And you have all the problems. You're going to become a baby mama. You're going to be on welfare. You're going to move back and forth to Puerto Rico, right? That the whole okay. I don't think it's wrong to say that.
That's true.
You know?
How could it be wrong to say something that's true? It may be.
But
it may be wrong.
but I don't
overall,
but here's the question, like, but I don't.
Um, as somebody who comes from a Hispanic culture and who has been in parts of Mexico, I would say this very much. Yes, there is a such a thing as black and white. There is such a thing as, you could say, different ethnicities and different racial groups in Brazil. I don't know what I can tell you. I feel like this is some type of like ironic, like some type of liberal kind of. In America, I know racial topics are very sensitive for a multitude of reasons. Sort of the same in other countries, but from very different degrees. Especially in places in Mexico where there's a high level of Castizos, there's a high level of Mestizos, high level of Amerindians or Native. And then in Brazil, there's a high mix. There's different groups, and there's that talk. It's there, but it's very different than you would find it in a, let's say, in a English speaking world for different reasons. Mostly because Mexico has this weird thing where like kind of like there's it's so hard because Mexico, whether you want to consider Mexico or Mexican as a nationality or an ethnic group, kind of is the debate that a lot of people would eventually have. I don't know why I'm talking about this kind of topic on a Dorf video, but you'd be surprised sometimes that you kind of spring into these things when you cover this stuff. We got to keep moving on. I promise.
The doctor immediately, because of the disc that had gone into my spinal cord, my hand had stopped working. I thought I had a stroke. And I told them everything that happened. I was totally upfront, totally honest.
And they called the police, no?
No, the police did eventually end up getting involved. And like my children gave witness statements and everything. And it was like during that point in time that he took his things and he moved out. And that finally.
And you're saying that the police didn't get involved until days after the actual event happened?
Oh, much longer than that. You know how Diddy got off for the most part in New York?
Yeah.
I called that. New York domestic violence laws are really, really, really they're sticky. What would happen if we had called the police that night, they would have taken him into custody,
Right,
booked him, and then released him, and he would have come right back home.
Yeah, but they would have.
but when
given
they
him
had a no contact order,
no contact.
It has to go before a judge.
there's no
They don't
emergency.
issue a temporary.
I believe this individual was Bethany or something. I don't know. I don't know why they're having this random person come up and start, talking to the door. I kind of just felt like, you guys could have done this way better, but you guys didn't. So here we are. I'm here to suffer more and just have this random lady come in, like talking about New York law and Diddy. I'm not saying it's not interesting, but it's like coming from the door talking about this kind of stuff. You would think it would be a very different subject altogether, but I guess not. I guess that's not the world we're living in, ladies and gentlemen. We are living in a world where the dwarves can go on about abuse law. We are breaking new ground. We are breaking new ground. Riveting, beautiful, top content. I promise you, we will finally get to the real meat and potatoes of this.
Current IRL/panel streamer who was sort of revitalized on the internet when me and my dad met up with her last summer for a couple months and did some IRL content and then had a massive falling out. Who we're currently, I would say, frenemies with. You've got Ava, Ruva. You've got Ava, a 23-year-old waitress in Seattle who also began her career on the internet through me and my dad by meeting up with me IRL in Seattle, rescuing me from another IRL collab I was having up there. Long story. And then coming to meet me and my dad in Rhode Island, and then having a falling out with us and doing a lot of analysis streams of us. Last but not least, you've got RUVALO. Who is Lo? Lo is a kind of an anomaly in this trio. She is a biracial live streamer who plays video games and kind of does panels, but not really. She has very, very low viewership. She's not really in the Thorpiverse, apart from being connected to Ava and Ruby. And she's just kind of, I don't know, a stoic person, shall we say. We haven't really seen much of her personality. We don't know much about her. She smokes weed. She claims to be a Christian. And she vaguely plays video games.
So it begins. It has finally begun. We have been waiting days, weeks, months. RUVALO is here, and I will be covering RUVALO on the actual RUVALO channel. So I will be going to Lo, Ava, and Ruby's channel to cover RUVALO. At least, their stuff on their side, on their perspective, and we will be covering Grace's stuff on her side and her thing. So expect the next 2 or 3 days just to be pure RUVALO stuff, not only from me, not only from Grace, but also from the lovely ladies that are known as Ruby SpaceX, Lo, and Eva the G. I don't know what's with the name. At least Ruby SpaceX or SpaceX. X? Is it X or is it K? Because I keep spelling it as X, but it comes out as K, or it's written as K. I don't know anymore. Yeah, so this is the beginning of the RUVALO arc for Grace and her coverage. I wonder what her choice of words are for these beautiful, lovely ladies.
Long time. You know what that means? Get the crack pipe! Get the crack pipe! Get the crack pipe out! I need to be with myself in center. Clarity, peace, serenity, yeah.
failure, saying that just like any man, saying that is the same.
Translation, it's black cock time. Bring out the BBC! Bring out the BBC! Crazy Stu gifted a sub, let's go. Guys, they're mogging me in donos right now. I have to be honest. They've made $100 on Super Chat so far. One pay pig. We got to do better than that. I'm at 5. They're at 5. They're at 100. Come on. Come on. Come on. We cannot let them mog in any way.
I feel like you could take that advice only if you do want that type of like how high value men and you want to get babied for the rest of your life and treated a certain type of way. But if you're trying to actually be out here being somewhat of an equal to your man or your husband, then that advice might not necessarily work for you. I don't know. But D-Dog,
Shut up. Wait, hold up.
D-Dog's in the chat. Shout out to you, D-Dog. He said,
Hey, D-Dog.
Ava doesn't need no man.
Wait, is that my donation? Oh, yeah, it is. $10 tip. Let's go.
Man, what a great choice of word from the lovely Grace, our supreme queen of the thorp river. God help me. Yeah, so expect a lot of one-handed insults that are just like, damn, that's crazy. Damn, can you believe she said that? And I'm just like, no, I could believe it because this is Grace who we're talking about. Her one. It's not gonna get any better. If anything, this will be a long. When I mean long, it's gonna be a long time. Trust me. It isn't, obviously throughout these streams, mine is like the first part because it was like 27 minutes, and then kind of ended because of rain and thunder. So yeah, expect her to have a lot of one-hand remark. Maybe we get a special guest. Maybe we will get our special guest that is known as the lovely, the beautiful, the very feminine Lalo or Laylo, as D-Dog would say. And which is funny because D-Dog just said Ava needs no man. I'm like, damn. That is forever recorded. That will be forever recorded. Damn. That is forever recorded. D-Dog, our strongest ex-simp. Jesus save me now. Let's continue.
Cute as fuck.
You know, I think they're cute as fuck. They just match like.
I mean, her paleness is like blowing out her own camera's exposure. Lalo says, I'm considering the 25% offer. Yeah, consider it, bitch. Should I even offer 25, honestly? Now that he's moved down from his original price. Cut it down to 15 because he took so long. Yo, do not get that F-slur 25%. All right. Look. How about like we have him on for like an hour or so? And I'll give him 25% of whatever we make in that hour, and then we'll see how we feel. We haven't A-logged something together in a long time, but I do feel like having a co-host. Plus, I can go out for smokes and stuff. It would kind of be worth it.
Man, it's ramping up. The one hand remarks, the insult, damn, the A-logging is intense, and they're getting a lot low. I hope Laylo finally comes on board and gives his riveting, content. But he was saying in the chat, like, this is content. They're content. This is totally content. Meanwhile, like, dude. Okay, whatever makes you happy. I'm here like, this is something. Because I'm watching their stream while watching this stream. I'm just like, oh, boy. Oh, boy. It's gonna be a drag of the century for everybody. And I mean drag, I mean, well, I wouldn't say a drag. Just a lot of me sitting here like, I wonder what's gonna happen. I wonder who's also gonna appear in RUVALO.
All right, we're just like kind of switching between them.
Where's my cigarette? Where? Cigarette, hand mine, buddy, right now.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, that was supposed to be so long. Oh, how's that work? How like mud wrestling? All right, back to finding those pictures.
Oh, I haven't genuinely laughed like that in so long. That was great. Whoever suggested that, W suggestion. We gotta play that like every time Ruby goes live.
Oh, bro, you already got to see it? Yes. Are you streaming right now? Yeah. Wait, yeah. Hey, we made it. Okay, dude, I need a cigarette. Oh my god. Okay, sorry, my bag is like all broken and shit.
Yes.
Is that yours? Yeah, that's mine. Yeah. Sorry, I'm flying all over the place.
I'm using Ruby's audio, but low stream.
Man, it's really ramping up. It's really ramping up with the Grace. You can tell. Honestly, you can actually tell that Grace is actually enjoying herself while not alogging them, and just as usual. And I think this is something Grace probably wanted for a long time. Something that she can just sit down and easily make content and just like mock them and make fun of them for being ridiculous. But at the same time, you can't deny that in a way, Grace does want something like this. He wants some type of a similar, thing in real life. She probably does want people like this. She probably does want like some type of female connection of this caliber, right? To make herself feel happy. So I think she's using it as like vicariously. I think she's vicariously living through these girls' lives because she can't live it herself. He's like, damn. I could be like, damn. Fuck them. Fuck women.
Which genre is very different from YouTube. Hello? Here we go.
Only for the time he's on, yes.
Is this not working?
Watch the donos dry up. Fuck. Well, they're super dry on Ava's stream right now, so.
Thank you. We're all... When did they switch over to paper bag? I don't know.
I would defend Lalo, but like, it's not my fault chat hates you. Like, you did what you did last time. Time to redeem yourself. You can make some money.
Total the food. Yeah, I was gonna say, let's just get all the rest of it and then we can. Okay.
If you bring Lalo on, I'll go donate to Ava. Donate before Lalo. Yeah, get your last donos in. Get your last donos in. Come on. Do I hear $1? Do I hear $5? Do I hear $10? Get your last donos in before the beaner comes on and takes a quarter.
Now, like, the camera quality gets really bad because
we hated him before last time.
Cameras is cracked.
Well,
so.
Yeah, some of you.
Apologies for that.
It's a love-hate relationship.
Evan, if you're cute enough, they won't eat half of all that shit. Watch Universal. I definitely will. I am.
You know, Joe Shavatoni, you know that GIF you just sent, the one where Lala's on the scooter with me. Somebody once said like, they said that GIF was like, "Don't talk to me or my son ever again," and I've never been able to get it out of my head since then.
Shoplift. Low is currently trying to shoplift right now.
Yeah, I kind of forgot to mention that throughout the stream, Grace was trying to mug them by getting more donations and more viewers. Did it work out? Honestly, it kind of did, kind of didn't. Lil did get like quite a bit of money. Ava got some money, and then obviously Ruby would. But yeah, Grace was getting money. Now, to answer the question about the Lalo question, people have always hated Lalo. I've been very neutral about Lalo. But a lot of people have always hated Lalo, and I think Grace is trying to say, like, guys, you just can't hate Lalo all the time without reason. Come on, guys. In reality, everybody has not liked Lalo. Even some of her biggest Sims. Oh, well, then again, all the Sims don't like each other to some degree. I mean, right? right? Maybe I'm the crazy one. But watching this as he's covering them, and then her bringing up Lala, like, man, this is great in her natural habitat, in her natural environment. Hope it gets better. Hope things get really better. Well, we'll have to figure that out in a little bit, right? Hopefully Lalo doesn't cut the content by knowing him and giving out people just don't like Lalo. It's probably more likely than you think it is, guys. We're almost done with the RUVALO coverage on Grace. So one more stream to go.
We're gonna be looking so good.
I wanted to do it. It took so much to resist not doing it on the plane.
You know,
because, like,
I know this is gonna sound like I'm just purely hating, and like it's fine, but like, am I actually autistic, or are these girls not really friends? Like, they're not friends, right? I'm not saying they have to be friends, but they're not friends, right? They're not actually friends. That's gonna sound copy. But like, I don't see them interacting like actual friends. This is an entertainment meetup, right? This is a content meetup. Am I crazy? I'm just trying to figure out what the dynamic is here.
Well, no,
Are you low-key jealous they're together, possibly having fun?
We're not runners.
It really doesn't look like much fun so far. Maybe when they get drunk, I might get a little bit jealous, but so far it's not looking super fun.
person.
Define friend. Define friend. Like somebody you trust and would hang out with off stream.
You guys, I don't know.
Somebody you like? I don't know.
Peter, who's the most alpha? I think Ava's more alpha than I am. I think I would say personally.
I mean, it is a cult. Let's be fair. When it's coming to this kind of stuff, it is 100% a cult. Come on, Grace. We know you're coping that you don't have friends. You could do stuff like this. Now, whether or not you can say they're friends or they're more like co-workers, I'll let people believe what they want to believe on that front, because it can go either way if you want my honest opinion. I do think that they at least try to be like genuinely friends, or this is where they're gonna like bond and this is where they're going to become more close. I don't know. I'm not like I guess I'm not really somebody. I don't know what I can tell you. I really don't know. I'll let people decide on that opinion on their own if they want to believe Grace or not. I think they are somewhat friends, or they were more like online friends. And Grace said like this is more like an entertaining thing, and like I can kind of see it, but also like you never know. You'll never know. We'll have to give it some time. Let's see what happens the next couple days.
They're constantly shaming people, like big patients for like not having that many.
Oh no!
When he just joined, like,
R.I.P.
But I mean,
we didn't see that coming.
I almost want to just be like, you know what? If that makes you feel so
I
relieved
know
from your
you'll
general
remember
like,
me.
I guess go ahead and.
Oh, please read it, Ruby. It's sitting right there. You know
It's
she's.
just funny because I know
Put it
people
up,
in
put it
real
up, put it
life
up,
that are
up,
just
put it up,
way
put it up,
more
put it up, up.
entertaining and funnier than a lot of these like streamers that just want to be famous
Oh.
and stuff. But
Ava low Benny, you're carrying.
yes.
Well, Ava woke up at 3 a.m.
She's taking it
for her
seriously.
flight.
W.
I slept on my flight. Louis been driving around all day.
She's
They're
like, no, I
fucking
have to
tired,
sweep.
but I
Mhm.
napped a lot, so I mean, I'm down to hang out with chat for a little bit.
She's like, no, guys, that's
Plus,
not
I tend to
true.
be the most
Seriously.
impulse- like I compulsively like stream
Mhm.
quite frequently, so. But I'm hoping the goal, like my personal goal, is for us to stream like at least like 6 hours a day. Ideally, like
Hold them
more,
to it.
but I think that's like a good like minimum amount. 6 7
Minimum
hours.
amount.
Ruby doesn't have to worry about anyone kidnapping her 35-year-old ass out there.
She's
It
so
feels
fucking
nice
old.
out, though.
They're gonna think she's like the person that they'd like to kidnap. She looks like the mother of said person. You know, she looks like the mother of a 12-year-old. It's rough.
Wait, I
No
was just
worries
gonna say,
about
like,
getting
I'm
traffic.
not trying to dox her or whatever, but I'm just like, is she like walking around next to a baseball field? Like,
Yeah,
what?
looks strange.
I thought she was like in a neighborhood, like, right? Am I wrong?
Yeah, it looks like somewhere
that's-
OPC would be at. I don't know. It's strange.
Are they like at an Airbnb by a jail?
Nah.
They got the disc.
And I think we can end it off here with Lalo and Grace. I think this is a good spot to end Because the more we continue, it's what you expect. And trust me, there's gonna be a lot of coverage on both sides. Probably when this video is going to be uploaded, probably I'll hopefully get the LCU stuff and the other RUVALO stuff done, unless I decide to not do that. And what I'll probably do is like do one long video, but I'm probably just gonna do them day by day. So if I don't stream a lot or I only stream for like 2 to 3 hours at any given time, I do deeply apologize because covering all this stuff it's taxing on me. So support, like, share, sub, because we are here for the long haul, ladies and gentlemen. We are here not simply for myself, but for you. I am here to entertain you. No, wrong. I am not an entertainer. I am no entertainer, but I am the archiver. I am the great detailer. And here I see the great Gracie. Oh my God, Gracie with her lover boy, her boy toy, Lalo. Hey guys, what's No wait, I gotta do it. He's like, hey, what's up, yo? How y'all doing, yo? It's me, Lalo. Lal dog, the lal lead. Wait a minute. That's not right. That's not right at all. Yeah, it's gonna be a long 3 days. It's gonna be a long 3 days with this RUVALO stuff. So again, I do apologize if things are a little bit behind, things are a little out of order. That's on my end, or streams are either at some point early in the morning or late in the afternoon. Again, that is 100% on me. But as always, till next time, ladies and gentlemen, God bless. Here we go.